nothing in our country actually makes sense anymore if we are going to tell ourselves the truth. Reality is that what we do these days is that we just coast along and we just allow ourselves to survive. We have lived for so long next to what is essentially a rubbish heap that we've lost our capacity to smell. So we sit down in the midst of our mess and we eat, we drink, we party, and we forget. But the thing is this: the government of Nigeria does not treat the people of Nigeria as human beings. It's not just about treating us as citizens. We are not treated as human beings. Let's imagine this. What kind of mentality, what idea governs a system or a country where the government believes that it is okay to budget 70 billion for less than 500 people and then give what is essentially nothing, crumbs, to so many? So when you now talk about NNPC, who is telling us that the petroleum industry has been deregulated, is still busy being the one fixing prices. When you ask them what constitutes this price component, NNPC can't tell me and you. The same NNPC that was given an institutional monopoly has today handed that monopoly to a company in which it had invested $2 billion on my behalf and on your behalf. And now that company is now going to be the operator of the monopoly that once belonged to the NNPC. And we are not meant to ask questions. We can't speak to demand how did we arrive at this price. The same NNPC that told all of us in broad daylight that it is doing direct sale and direct purchase, which meant it was giving crude and it was taking product. Up till today, we don't know exactly where and how the subsidy has arisen. Who was being paid? Nobody is telling who. So the point is this: we've gotten to the point where they just say things because they know there will be no consequences. If people believe that there will be consequences for their actions, if they believe they will be held to account and they will be asked to answer questions in relation to the things that issue forth from their mouths, I am certain that you will have less of this abomination strolling around in broad daylight in our country. We were buying toxic fuel in this country, fuel that will not be sold in any country or other country in the world. We're buying it in Nigeria. Nobody ever paid for that criminality. Nobody. Till today, nobody paid. They told us you are doing direct sale, direct purchase. Up till today, nobody is asking questions. And yet you are demanding. And don't worry, before the end of this month or next month, they will tell us to pay some more. It's one blow after the other for the Nigerian. We've become like orphans, tossed around and beaten about by everybody in our space. The government has become the enemy of the people. And we, the people, we have to look beyond all these stupid, petty differences and begin to ask questions, because these are existential issues. They are legislating us into slavery. And we are all alive and well, and we are sat here and we are busy quibbling over nonsense, ethnicity, religion, and we are being systematically enslaved. All of us. Questions that we should ask, we are not asking. The one that should not concern us is what excites us.
Hello and welcome to the channel. In related development, the organized labor has described the Bola Tinubu-led federal government as dictatorial for jettisoning the Presidential Steering Committee on Palliatives, among others. Recall that the presidency had set up the committee to work out the palliatives, amongst other things, to cushion the effects of the subsidy removal that has worsened the living conditions of Nigerians, especially workers. But in a chat with reporters on Thursday, the president of the Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria, ASCSN, Dr. Tommy Okon, said the federal government failed to consult labor and the committee before announcing the 8,000 naira cash transfer to 12 million households. Okon, a member of the subcommittee of the Presidential Steering Committee on Cost of Governance, said President Tinubu should have allowed the committee to submit its report before taking action on palliatives. He argued that the declaration of a state of emergency on food by the government would have little or no impact until the worsening insecurity in the country was checkmated. Okon also called on the government to declare a state of emergency on insecurity and address the transportation difficulties facing workers and other Nigerians amid the rising high cost of essential services. He said, "The policy of cash transfer by the federal government is not the best for the economy. President Tinubu should have allowed the Fuel Subsidy Committee to submit its report before taking action on palliatives. Why were we, organized labor, invited to be part of the Subsidy Removal Palliative Committee when our opinion will not be considered? I am a member of the Subcommittee on Cost of Governance. I can tell you for free that we have not even met once. We are not happy at all. The cash transfer policy is an International Monetary Fund, IMF, and World Bank idea. In fact, it was 5,000 naira the IMF and World Bank gave the government as templates. When the government brought it to our meeting with them, we rejected it. Even if it is 20,000 naira or more, it can't solve anything. How can the IMF and the World Bank be borrowing us money and also telling us how to spend it, not even in the productive sector of the economy, but to share it with some people based on the IMF and World Bank's templates? Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. Meanwhile, in other news, protesters in support of the fuel subsidy removal on Thursday stormed the National Assembly's main entrance, supporting President Bola Tinubu's subsidy removal. The protesters noted that they decided to hit the streets to show solidarity with the president's decision to remove fuel subsidy. They stressed that the president made the right decision by removing the cankerworm that has eaten deep into the economy. Recall, Tinubu, during his inaugural speech on May 29, declared that there will no longer be a petroleum subsidy regime as the current 2023 budget he glimpsed does not contain it. On Tuesday, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited and other oil marketers raised the price of petrol from about 537 naira per litre to between 617 and 630 naira per litre. These developments have so far raised concerns across the country. In a response to the fuel hike, the convener of Stand Up Nigeria, Sunday Otta, said that the Tinubu-led administration has done the right thing and should be supported to deliver on the dividends of democracy. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.